So it's very important that I take a moment here in the middle of this module to say something really, really important and to really hammer it home with you. Ad click-through rate is the king of AdWords. So if you haven't figured it out yet, high click-through rates on your ads, that's the most important thing in the entire AdWords system. We talked in the traffic formulas part, that module, when I went over some numbers and calculations. I talked to you about eCPM, effective CPM rate. That's essentially what Google is doing with AdWords. They're looking for the highest return for every page that's loaded and displayed across their network. So for each page that's displayed, they want to get the most money as they can for that one page being displayed. Well, how do they do that? Well, it's a combination of what someone is paying for the click and how often an ad being displayed on such a page gets clicked. That formula, the bid price times the click-through rate, essentially equals what Google is going to make from that ad impression. Now, Google's system is obviously a little more sophisticated because they have relevance in there where, your ad has to kind of match up with your landing page and all of that, but really, all that comes back to, and why it's all set up that way, is for Google to get the highest click-through rates they can from their advertisers. And of course, with your bids and everything else, for your ad, to get shown in higher positions against the competitors. But ultimately, the high CTRs win. That's what the system is all about if you haven't figured it out yet. So if all else fails, or you're wondering what you should do with any certain campaign or anything in AdWords, always try to improve your click-through rate. Well, how do you improve your click-through rate? You can do so by trying out new ad copies. You can split test new ads to see which one will achieve a higher click-through rate. So that's first and foremost. But of course, you can get down to a more granular, singular level like we've been talking about with your keywords. The more you can take a keyword and then break it down into an ad group by itself, exact match, that's going to have the highest matching with the ad. So we're getting ready to get into the process about how you write ads and how you should write ads. And the Google AdWords system will reward you if you use the keyword phrase that was searched in the ad itself. It shows up in bold type, each of the keywords, anywhere they appear inside your ad copy. Well, what do you think that does? That gets you a higher click-through rate. So they reward you if you write your ad containing the keyword itself and containing parts of the keyword throughout the ad as much as you can. That'll be shown in bold. That'll increase your click-through rate. And of course, they make more money as a result. But it also actually gets a higher click-through rate by using the keyword phrase in the ad, because that's what someone searched for. And we've seen that, of course, proven with organic listings, normal search engine optimized listings, that when someone searches for a keyword phrase, if the title of the page is relative to what they're searching or very close, it's going to get a higher click rate than other pages that maybe don't really closely match or appear to match what they searched for. And that's why a big part of Google's algorithm, when we get to search engine optimization, rewards pages that actually have titles that are very closely matched to keyword search phrases. So going into all this, at this point, you have to know that the click-through rate on your ads is absolutely critical. That's what drives the ad rank formula, which ultimately drives the quality score, which of course matters if you want Google to show your ads more often and for you to pay the lowest click rate possible, for you to have a high click-through rate on each keyword ad that you run. So you have to have that high click-through rate if you want your ads to show more often and pay the least amount per click. So you need to know that going into this. Click-through rate, click-through rate, click-through rate. That's what's important. When you look at your account, you're looking at your data, you're analyzing reports, you're looking at things, on a historical perspective from week to week and how things are going up and down. The click-through rate on your ads is the number one thing to be looking at. And ultimately, then you move on and you're also looking, of course, for conversions to make sure it actually produced something for your business. But from the Google AdWords standpoint, the higher the click-through rate you can achieve, the lower you're going to pay per click. So you'll make more profit, of course, if hopefully that keyword is generating conversions. And Google will reward you even more than that by showing your ad more often. So you win all the way around. You get more traffic and you pay less for the traffic. It's a pretty good deal. So I just wanted to hit that home. If you haven't realized it yet, the click-through rate on your ads are the absolute most important thing and most important part of the entire Google AdWords system and formula and how the whole marketplace works.